Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. I only have a couple videos posted, so you might not have seen them. I tried to be consistent with it and then it just went downhill from there. I decided to do a little like getting to know me video. But today I just wanted to talk a little bit about my fitness journey, where it is now, what I'm doing, where I started from, all of that. If anyone is interested in how they can get into fitness and bodybuilding, or if you're just interested in how I did it or what my journey looked like. I tried to use these little mini microphones and they just did not want to work. I'll put some pictures over here just while I talk so you can get an idea of what I looked like, where I was, everything like that. Okay, so I want to just start off by literally taking us back all the way to childhood pretty much. I was always like an active kid. I like to swim, I like to hike, all of that. I started in dance, which I don't have any pictures from, unfortunately. I was doing ballet as like an infant. I started competing in gymnastics and I did that for a good, I would say maybe like 4 years. Probably from the time I was 7, 10 or 11. 3 to 4 years, I say 4 years. I did competitive gymnastics. I got up to level 3 and then I eventually quit because I was having to go to practices 3 hours a day, every day of the week. And I was in elementary school. I wanted to hang out with my friends. I wanted to do sleepovers. I was always at gymnastics practice. Now I loved gymnastics. I cried almost every practice, unfortunately, but I really did love it. And I loved the sport because it wasn't as much of a team sport as other sports. You were by yourself. It was only you had to rely on, you had to put in the work. I competed for probably 2 to 3 years. I really had a lot of fun with that. I got a lot of medals and I honestly did very well. I think team was my best category, I guess. Floor was definitely my worst. So once I quit gymnastics, I wanted to move on to something else. So I started in travel volleyball. I really enjoyed travel volleyball. I met a lot of good friends that way. I was still really young. I think I was still elementary school, probably like 5th grade or something. Then I eventually went to rec volleyball and I played that for 2 to 3 years. At the same time I played rec volleyball, I started playing softball. So I was playing softball and volleyball at the rec department and pretty much practiced every single day. I was always doing something. I really enjoyed both of those. And then I started doing travel ball for softball, and that's when I quit because honestly, I was not good, guys. I was not good at softball. I liked it, but I was terrible. I stopped playing that and I eventually just played volleyball. I played 1 year of middle school volleyball, and then my 8th grade year, which is the next year, I played varsity volleyball at the high school, and then my 9th grade year I also played varsity volleyball. During 8th to 9th grade is when I started being like, start noticing how you look in your body, what it looks like, what it feels like. 8th grade I started noticing that I was gaining weight. I was gaining weight in 8th grade. And no, by no means was I fat or anything, but I definitely was bigger than I had ever been. And I'm sure that was a lot of just hormonal changes at that time because I was freshman year, was COVID year volleyball, and it was kind of just depressing because there was no one there watching the games or anything. And we had to wear masks and all that, but I always feel like I was good at volleyball and I really enjoyed the sport. It was just sometimes like team sports just didn't align with me. I didn't have a lot of friends on the team, so it really wasn't enjoyable at that point anymore. I didn't have anyone that I was really good friends with on the team. So I quit volleyball just for mental health reasons. Sophomore year of high school was when I actually quit volleyball. I went to the tryouts, and then halfway through the tryouts I was like, no, I'm done. And I actually started weightlifting pretty much right after that. My freshman year season ended. We had done a lot of like weightlifting during volleyball. We would have conditioning and stuff in the weight room. We lifted weights, and I really enjoyed that part of volleyball. The conditioning, not the running part. My mom actually got a YMCA membership, so I started going with her to her little cycling classes at the YMCA, and I really didn't like that either. I liked doing it with her, but it was like 5 a.m. I'm getting up and going to these cycling classes, and they were good, but I just don't enjoy cardio. I know people that do, but I am not that person, okay? I'm not that person. So I stopped going to the cycling classes with my mom and I started weightlifting with Gage. We went to the YMCA and we would go after school almost every day and we would go and weightlift. Did we know what we were doing? Absolutely not. He might have more than me, obviously, but I did not know what I was doing. I was just doing stuff that I saw other people do on the internet. And I think I did good though. Like, I never hurt myself. I was doing what I could, and everyone starts somewhere. Did I probably look ridiculous? Yeah. I'm actually probably gonna insert a video. I know there's a video of me hip thrusting, and I'm wearing the goofiest outfit I've ever seen in my life. And yeah, it's just bad. But again, everyone starts somewhere. I'm like 15, 16 at this point. So you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I really didn't like the atmosphere at the YMCA. We thought it was just wasn't popping, you know? So me, Gage, and one of his friends, Jason, decided to try to find a new gym. So there's 2 different gyms in our area that are like more poppin', I guess, or whatever you want to say. And one was more expensive than the other, so we went with the cheaper one, and it honestly was way cooler. It's dark. It's the current gym I go to now, but it's dark in there. There's like spray painted walls. The music is hit or miss, but like the environment is way better. It's a younger people that are more into bodybuilding or like powerlifting. I don't know. We really enjoy the gym we're at right now, and we've been there for I guess 5 years now, 4 or 5 years, which is crazy. And I can show you, oh my gosh, when I started out weightlifting, that was when I was still like fresh. I started weightlifting at the YMCA, doing everything, and I was doing workouts with Gage and then without Gage. And so I was just kind of doing whatever. I didn't really know what was going on. I was doing my best. And I really got more into it and started learning like the correct form and how to do things. Did I look silly? Yes. There is a video of me trying to do a shoulder workout. I'm doing it, and it's still exercises that I do to this day, but it's the outfits. It's really just the outfits. I don't know. Which I don't think anyone was looking at me. They really weren't. But now, looking back, I thought I was bad. I thought I was so bad in these outfits. No. It's just embarrassing. It was really cool because there's all these college students. I was like 16. There's all these college students around me, like girls to look up to, and I had people to look up to in the gym, and I was like, I want to look like them. So then I started following people from the gym that were doing stuff. I started doing what they were doing because I liked the way they looked. I started learning, like I just kept growing as time went on. I was learning more stuff. I really got into following more like fitness influencer people. Started learning about their journeys and what they were doing. I did my first bulk, and but I did not do this right, guys. If you don't know what a bulk and a cut is, a bulk is where you eat in a calorie surplus to gain muscle, because that's the only way you're going to gain muscle, is if you're eating more food than your body needs. So I was eating in a calorie surplus, but I was not doing it in a healthy way. I was eating lots of junk food. I was gained a lot of like excess fat. I say a lot, but more than necessary. And then I never really cut it off. Like I just went back to eating my normal way. So I did lose some of that fat, but I don't think I gained a whole lot of muscle. I definitely gained muscle, but not in a substantial amount. My senior year, I did a big bulk with Gage. We both bulked at the same time. My junior year, I started getting into bodybuilding and what that looked like and who these people were. Was first looking at the guys, like the men's bodybuilding, men's open, men's classic, like Sebum. I followed Sebum. I followed that, like those kind of people, and I knew who they were, and I thought it was really cool. I didn't really know about the women's aspect of it. I did, but I didn't. All I saw was like women's bodybuilding, like these huge women, you know, like they're built, you know. But I finally found out about bikini bodybuilding, and I was following some influencers that did that, like Ali Prince, my now coach Gianna Hernandez, Hope Scrow. I followed people that competed, and I was like, oh my gosh, I could do this. Like, I want to do this. I feel like I can do this. And I am a competitive person, and I love sports. I love the competitive aspect of sports all throughout life. So I was like, I want to compete. I started looking more into it and following more people. And last year, or my senior year of high school, I did a bulk, and then I finally actually cut, and I was actually serious about it. And I had been in that, I had a bulk. I gained a substantial amount of weight. I definitely gained muscle in my legs, my glutes, my biceps, my arms got huge. That was one thing. I trained really hard in my upper body and not as hard in my lower body, and I didn't realize that was happening because I didn't really fully understand it, I guess. And so I gained a lot of muscle in my arms, which I'm totally fine with, but I didn't gain as much as I wanted to in my legs. So when I cut, I noticed that a lot, and I cut over the summer. Gage and I went on a huge road trip up the mountains, the Ridge Parkway, and we both cut while we were on that trip. He got way leaner than I did. I ended up going from like 145 pounds to my lowest was like 128 pounds, which is actually the lightest I've ever weighed since like middle school probably. I usually sit like 130 to 135, 132, like in high school. But I was around 140 junior, senior year, and I lost probably 16 pounds, maybe. Pretty lean, and I got that fat off, and I liked the way it looked, other than I had no glutes at all. Like I was like, where are my legs, where are my glutes? They disappeared. Like, my upper body looks really good, and I don't say my lower body didn't look good, but I was like, ooh. So I didn't gain. It just made me realize that I needed to work harder on my lower body, and really take it seriously. I'm still really into weightlifting. I still knew I wanted to compete, and so I started looking for coaches on Instagram. And I had like maybe 3 calls. I had a call with a guy from California that actually coaches #2 Olympia, Ashley Caldwelser. And so then I had a call with another woman from North Carolina. She was very nice. Also pretty pricey, like less than him, but still really expensive. And then I had a call with another woman. And so I stopped looking, because I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do another bulk by myself and take it very seriously, do my research, and see how much muscle I can gain before paying this much. Doing another bulk, and I was doing like science-based lifting, which I was doing before, but I was taking it way more seriously. This is the most serious I've ever taken bodybuilding or weightlifting. I went from 128 to probably like 135. So I gained like 6-7 pounds, but I don't know how much of that is muscle, but I definitely gained muscle during that period. It was probably from like September to December I was bulking, and I was eating a lot healthier, a lot cleaner, 2 leg days a week, and then I was doing 2 upper body days, so I was only going 4 times a week. I wasn't really doing any cardio. I wasn't really tracking my steps, but walking around campus, I was getting 10,000 steps a day. I'm gonna look again, and I realized that Gianna was opening her coaching back up, and I love her and the way she looks and her drive. And she hadn't coached anyone. Like, she had coached people, but no one had competed yet. I knew that she could do it. And she was a good coach. So I decided to sign up for her coaching and do a little call with her. So I ended up having a call with her like January, maybe like 7th or something. It was really early January. And I was like, yes. We had like a 10-minute phone call, and I was already signing papers. So really, when I joined with her, we decided that we were gonna do a bulk. Another bulk. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, let's do it. Because I know that I told her the only way I want to compete is to compete to win. I want to win. I don't want to compete to just get up there. I don't want to just get on stage to get on stage. I want to win. I don't want to just, half-ass it and get up there. I want to do this. My goal was to compete by the end of the year, to do 1 competition by the end of the year, if that was possible. That was really my goal. And she's like, all right, well, let's make it happen. I have to work really hard to get this done, and I knew I do, and I knew I did. And so she said, we're going to do a 12-week bulk, 12 to 14 weeks, and then we'll see from there. We'll do a little mini cut. We'll see what you look like and decide if it's okay for you to prep. it's okay for you to compete if you're big enough. And so we started out doing 4 times a week, and I was doing 2 lower body days, 2 upper body days. I was doing a quad and glute day, a hamstring and glute day, and then I was hitting triceps and delts, and then I was hitting chest and back. So 3 months, and I noticed significant progress. We kind of did a reverse diet, so I did gain food. She gave me more food to eat, but I was losing weight. I was looking better. You can definitely see I shed a lot of fat off, and you could see my muscles more. I was getting more toned, even though we were adding more food, which is crazy. Mostly whole foods, but I might have a Rice Krispie treat or energy drink. But I'm eating 2,400 calories right now on my lower body days, 320 grams of carbs. I started bulking with her, and then we decided, she's like, you're making really good progress, you're doing well, but I want to add another day in there. Like, we really are trying to get those glutes built up, because again, like I said, I was lacking a lot in my lower body. Right now, is day 1 quads and glutes, 2 is shoulders and triceps, 3 is glutes and hamstrings, which is a glute focus day, and then day 4 is back, rear delts, and biceps. Day 5 is glutes and hamstrings, but this is a hamstring focus day. So we're doing 5 days a week, 3 lower body days, 2 upper body days, which my appetite is like on the floor right now. So I'm struggling a little bit with that, with getting my food in. I'm getting it in, but it's just really hard to get it in. But I have noticed a significant change in the way I look just from having a coach. Like, you think you know a lot, but it's just different when there's someone else telling you what to do and you not having to put the brain power in to do it. I think I noticed that a lot, is that I was like, oh, I know what I'm doing, like, I'm doing good, I'm doing well, I know what, it's different. Especially when you're paying for someone. It's gonna light a fire under you, and you're gonna be way more on top of everything and way more strict because you're paying for it. And she said, find a competition you want to do. And I was like, yes, like, finally. And I'm gonna end up doing about a 20-week prep, because I've never prepped before, so we're just gonna take it slow, see how I'm doing, make sure like I can actually do this. That's really my journey. So I got Gage to ask me some questions to answer to you guys. So in case any of you have any of these questions, and if any of you have any questions, you're welcome to DM me, or even comment below, and I will answer those questions. So how did you get involved? I got involved to weightlifting by my boyfriend. He weightlifted, and I had been weightlifting kind of, but he really set it off, and we both fell in love with it more because we came together, we were working out together, and it just like bounced off of each other. So I really started weightlifting because of him, and then we were consistently going, and I was following more people, and I was following more people's journeys, and I realized that I wanted to compete, and he was encouraging and was like, yeah, do it, like, you should do it. And so yeah, I really got involved from seeing people online, and also being in an environment like a gym with that kind of environment. Another one is why bodybuilding. I think I chose bodybuilding because I'm really in love with like the aesthetics of bodybuilding and how people look. I love the environment. Gage and I went to the Arnold this year, the Arnold Classic, and we went to the expo and everything, and it's just so cool to meet people like that and to be surrounded by other people that love fitness as much as you do. So I really like the community in fitness and bodybuilding. How do you stay determined? Having a goal that's out here to look at and to work towards really changed my whole perspective, and like my determination has gone from here to here, because now I have something to build towards. Before, I was just like working out to work out, and you can do that, but I had no ambition. I wasn't working out hard because I was like, what am I doing this for? Just me, like, to feel good, to move my body, which is again completely fine. But having something to work towards, and if you honestly just set a goal and you have a goal, it makes you so much more determined. So I think definitely having a goal and working towards it it makes you feel so good, like seeing your progress. Do you meal prep? Yes, I do meal prep. I meal prep all of my lunches. Right now during the summer it's kind of different. I also meal prep. I just meal prep a lot of meat too, so that it's already cooked, so I can just like cook some carbs and add some fats in there and just have a whole meal. I don't really meal prep my breakfast. I did that first semester of college. I did that because I was having to get up early and I was like, I don't have time to cook. I would like to sleep as much as possible. So definitely during my prep, I will be meal prepping and I will be eating on a meal plan. So every single day I will be eating the same thing and it will be prepped. There won't be much variety, and that's how I want to do it because I want to keep as much of extra food out of the way as possible. I think it's going to help me stay on track. What drives you to do it every day? Like there's a day where I'm like, oh, I don't want to go to the gym. I'm so tired. I don't want to do this. I just want to lay in my bed. I don't want to do anything. Going to the gym and just being there, maybe I don't even have a great workout. That after working out, you feel so good. You feel so powerful. It sounds really corny, but you really do. You're like, I just did that. Like, I had no motivation at all, and I just did that, and I worked out, and I feel so much better. I also want to talk about how if you're into bodybuilding, it's more of a lifestyle. It's not a hobby anymore. It's something that I do every day. It's something I think about every day. I'm having to take supplements every day. I'm eating like in a certain way every day. I'm going to the gym. I'm walking. I'm mindful about my steps. I'm mindful about my sleep. Like, it's a lifestyle. It takes over your whole life. So I think that gym as a hobby is a great thing. But bodybuilding and weightlifting will eventually take over your whole life. And I love it, and I'm so glad it has, because it's changed everything about the way that I feel, about the way that I think, about the way that I look. I love it. And yeah, I think it's changed my life for the better, and it's definitely an entire lifestyle. But I just really wanted to sit down and make a video about this and share with you guys how I got into fitness, where it started, how I've changed, everything like that. I hope this video helped you guys decide if you wanted to get into bodybuilding or weightlifting. Please comment below or DM me if you have any questions. Comment below other videos you want to see, because I'm really going to try to be consistent, especially because it's the summertime, and I'm going to try to start being consistent now before school starts, so I get used to it. But yeah, I just wanted to sit down and do a little talking video with you guys and share a little bit of my journey with you. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos.